Hello, everyone. My name is Jeffrey. I'm your Senior Program Coordinator for iCCaRE, and welcome to our May 2026 webinar. Today's webinar will be by Mr. Matthew Boladele Akanle, and his presentation will be titled iCCaRE Biospecimen Management, Navigating the Lifecycle of Clinical Research Samples. Mr. Matthew is a seasoned IT leader and educational technology consultant with over 15 years of experience in cloud infrastructure, high performance computing, HPC, enterprise networking, and cybersecurity for research and education. He currently serves as lead infrastructure engineer at the FedGen Group in Covenant University, Covenant Applied Informatics and Communication Africa Center of Excellence, where he oversees advanced computing platforms supporting genomics, malaria, and cancer research, and also leads infrastructure efforts for the 2024 Google Academic Research Award. Matthew has held several leadership roles at Covenant University, including Director of the Center of Systems and Information Services, and is an active systems administrator and researcher with H3A BioNet. Recognized across Africa for his contributions to bioinformatics infrastructure and capacity building, his research interests span HPC, cloud computing, cybersecurity, and federated learning, with a strong commitment to mentorship and strengthening Africa's digital research ecosystem. With that being said, I would like to introduce Mr. Matthew.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Jeffrey. Thank you, everyone, for having me in today's webinar. Like it has been introduced, I'll be speaking on iCCaRE. I will be speaking on iCCaRE about specimens management system, and basically, I will be talking about navigating the life cycle of a clinical research sample. About some few months ago, we were given this project to work with by developing this platform, which is basically to manage clinical sample. So basically, my outline is collection and processing, storage and tracking, transfer and disposal, and then security and governance. These are the things I'll be speaking on as relates to the biospecimens management system. These are my team member. That's the FedGen Group in Covenant University. I have Professor Emmanuel Adetiba, who is the PI of our project, FedGen. And then I'm the lead infrastructure engineer, while I have Sweet William Olubumi as a co-infrastructure engineer. Then we have an industry partner, Kende Alao is the name. I'll be playing this video just for you to know a little bit about Covenant University. Then I'll continue thereafter. It's just a 2-minute video. Thank you for listening. Yes, thank you for listening. And that's all about Covenant University. So, like I said earlier on, we have Covenant Apply and Informatic African Center of Excellence. And under that CAPIC is we have the FEGEN group. And under the FEGEN group, that is where I operate. CAPIC is hosted in Covenant University and is funded by World Bank. It was a funding from World Bank between 2019 and 2025. And the research focus of CAPIC is on malaria, cancer, genomics, and the FEGEN. So basically, my responsibility is in the FEGEN group. That's CAPIC is. This is just about CAPIC is, like I said earlier on, Covenant Apply, Informatic and Communication African Center of Excellence. The area of research is bioinformatics and molecular biology, information and communication engineering, cloud and high performance computing. So these are the core areas in which we carry out our research. The FEGEN group is feeding into the malaria group and the cancer group to provide a platform where the data being generated are being analyzed continuously. Now straight to my presentation. The iCCaRE Biobank. Okay, before I go on, I'll be dividing my presentation into two. After this PowerPoint, I will also like to do a little bit of live demonstration of the iCCaRE Biobank. Yes, again, I would like to also put this across to us before I continue my presentation. The iCCaRE Biobank does more of our specimens management than being a biobank. So it's actually meant to manage the different specimens gotten from the field. And like we all see from the dashboard, is a platform that is fair. And when I mean is fair, that means it's been designed in a way that data can easily be findable. When you talk about fair, that means the F stands for findable. Data should be easy to discover by both human and computer system. So this platform actually handles that. And then the A talks about the accessibility. That means any data on this platform should easily be identified or accessed. I mean, via the various technology, maybe through HTTP and all that. And also, it should be interoperable. That means it can fit into any other system that handle almost the same kind of function that it handle, and then it should be reproducible. So that's what the fairness is all about. This platform is actually designed to handle all those specific roles and function. So straight to the platform, we can see this the dashboard. The dashboard is the starting point for every Biobank session. We have 4 KPIs, matrix, CAT plus, as we can see, the total specimens, the utilization, the alert, and the recent transfer. So this is just the dashboard and showing you basic metrics that you can get from the data that is being managed by this platform. And then this is just an extension. We can see the expanded left navigation here, reveal all the platform module. You can see the biospecimens management, which provided a platform for us to be able to create the attributes, then register all the samples that are needed to be registered on this platform. And then it also provides us with a platform to be able to track everything that has been registered on this platform, and also provide user management, reporting activity, the log, the notification, and all that is being provided by this platform, just to be able to meet up with the standard that has been recommended by standard organization. And then we also have, another good thing about this platform is integrated another project that is being handled in another project, which is the Iron Man Biobank. Is a module dedicated to subsystem for Iron Man specimen management. These are the different workflow based on the collection and the full transfer approval chain. So it's actually different from the other Biobank because their workflow differs. So what am I trying to say? This platform provides workflow for two major projects, the Biobank and then the Ironman, which handle different workflow for management of specimens. Okay, on this Biobank, we can do quite a number of things. First and foremost, before you start using this platform, we design it in a way that is made it very, very dynamic. When I mean dynamic, you can create different attributes. It is not fixed. You can create attributes yourself, and we can have different type of attributes. Those are the things we can see right on the screen. The sample categories. You can create the region, the site. Provide us to be able to expand even as the project also expand. We can create region. We can create site type. We can create freezer, racks, boxes, and then have different templates for the position of our of item inside the freezer. When I go into the live demonstration, this will be actually be seen by every one of us in this house. Yeah, so here we have the registration platform. That's the registration module, is the entry point for every sample. So every sample that has been collected from the field, we have this platform. That's the registration platform that helps us to be able to upload or register those samples on this platform. And then it's also help us to be able to upload, to be able to do bulk upload. Peradventure, you go to the field and you needed to upload quite a number of things in a CSV file, you can do that. And from what we can see on the screen, after you upload, there's storage, you put in the freezer, and from the freezer, you have it in a rack and then in a box. So these are the several processes that can be done on this platform. You have the bulk upload, the sample, this sample also, they're also labeled before you put them into the freezer. All this we will see even as I go into the live demonstration very soon. The tracking mode will also enforce chain of custody. So we have this option also. It enforces chain of custody. 3 action button requesting for, you can also see this action button. This is just to be able to monitor movement of sample from one place to the other, because we know in this project we have different sites. So for a sample to move from one site to the other, you need to make some requests, and this enables us to be able to monitor how samples are being transferred from one place to the other. And at the same time, sample cannot just be moved from one place to the other without an approval and confirmation. So all these provide it. You can see we have pending movements, we have pending disposal, we have pending. There are some items that we don't move them fully, probably maybe like specimens that are liquid. We don't we might likely want to take part of the liquid to move to another specimen that are liquid in nature, to move part of those liquids to another lab. So these are things that we call partial movement, yeah. And then we can also have on this place awaiting confirmation, complete movement, complete disposal. So we also have at some point where you can also dispose specimen, maybe after they have also expired. So yes, just like I just said now, you request for movements. Movement, you cannot just initiate, you don't just have the right to move any specimen from one place to the other. You have to make requests, requesting a full movement, relocate an entire sample. So it can be immediate movement, it can be which they have to approve before you can move. So those are the work of our PIs to approve the transfer of specimen from one place to the other. So this is a request form which the platform provides you to be able to make requests, and then the PI will have to approve before the samples can be moved from one place to the other. Like I said, there is full movement, there is partial movement. The partial, this is another kind of movement, which is called partial movement request. Partial movement allows a sub-volume, just like I said, subset of particular volume to be moved from one place to the other. That's what we call partial movement. That means the entire specimen is not being moved, but you requested for parts of the specimen to be moved. So the remaining will still be in the primary place where it was initially stored. And then we also have this platform for disposal. The disposal of bulk specimen from document to final disposition, or set, maybe as a result of being expired, so you dispose the entire specimen. And this also need approval from the PI. You can't just pick a product and dispose it without an approval also, which will help us serve, which this platform also, one way or the other, serve as an inventory system to be able to keep a track of everything that is being done. I showed us the other time that you can also do bulk upload, allow large batches of samples to be registered simultaneously using a standard Excel template. So this involves 3 steps. You upload, you validate, and then you confirm. We'll still see all these in the course of my demonstration, live demo. We have several users, yes. We have several roles, several users that can be uploaded on this platform. Here we have quite a number of sample users that has been uploaded to this platform, that has been registered. So user management is something that is very key when it comes to security of sample. We know data is also something that is very, very much important, and it should not be allowed to be accessed by anyone. There are several different kind of privileges given to individuals. So we have user management that shows all users with their roles, the access level, the status, and their verification state. Yes, these are all these we can manage from this platform. Then it's also a role based. That means you can't do anything. We call this RBAC, that is role-based access control. That's the security. That means it's also very, very much secure. No user can access some form of information without being given that role. So we have different type of role depending on what is being requested for. We can assign somebody as an auditor. You can read and write. We can give someone who is collaborating. You can be a collaborator in a project. We have other projects, like I said, the Iron Man. So what am I trying to say? This platform allows for different role level, different roles that we give different privileges to. Then we talk about sample movement. The sample movement report lets manager or probably the PIs analyze movement pattern by types, may probably immediately, schedule, partial. So this platform provides a reporting template for PIs or the manager to be able to know, track everything that is happening, generate report from the platform. So I showed us the other time. Now, the other time I was talking about the Iron Man. The Iron Man 2 is another project. It has a different workflow from what I just explained now. The Iron Man workflow view shows batches of samples that can be collected. This is just the dashboard showing us, but right here we have demos that have been completed that shows up to 7 subjects that the processes of collection of their data has been fully collected and stored on this platform. So this is for the Iron Man project, which has up to like 5 stages of collection in the course of in the pipeline. We can see you have collection, you receive, you process, then it freezes at 80 degrees centigrade or Celsius, and then the entire process is complete. So we can see from here, it keeps track. By the time you collect a sample, you will see this will change to 1 for a particular subject. Then when you receive it from the lab, it also will change. So all these are chains of custody or chains of movement, or what we call a pipeline. And then we have, so just like we explained in the other bowel sample, or sorry, bowel specimens management, also Ironman also have different sites. You can create a region, site, freezer within the Ironman, where it provided the platform for you to be able to store your samples. These are samples that has been collected and completed. So in a simple way, we have up to like 7. This is just like a demo that has been done on the platform to just show that everything is working. And then the Ironman transfer request. Yes, so just like the way we have in the other project too, you can transfer specimen from one lab to the other, or from one hospital to the other. So this also provides us with a platform for you to be able to make requests and then make transfer of whatever you want to transfer. I mean, samples that you want to transfer. So now we have the case for biospecimen lifecycle best practices. So there are best practices that should be followed when we are handling specimen. We have the sample integrity of specimens, integrity of data should be well noted. Then you also need to ensure that the regulatory, you follow the regulatory compliance, which we have several standard organizations like the GCP that provide standard for regulation. Then data security, like I said earlier on, these are things that we should ensure that is being kept and well implemented in the course of handling patient sample in the course of our research. And again, one important thing is long-term variability of the sample, so that this thing can be usable by other projects, not that you collected samples and these samples are not well managed and are not reusable again. So these are best practices that ought to be put in place when we are working on projects like this or on different specimens. And then these are what I would also like to share with everyone. Very, very important. Best practices across the complete sample life cycle. So in the collection, we have all these that should be followed during the collection and processing. We also have during the registration and labeling. Labeling is something that should not be taken for granted. When you label a specimen wrongly, it can lead to wrong discovery. It can even affect the life of a patient. So it's something that should be should be done with care. Let me use that word. And then we have tracking and transfer. So these are all, when you are moving specimen from one place to the other, you have to follow all these guidelines, as you can see from the screen, to ensure that specimens are well tracked and are well transferred. Like I said, security and governance apply basic principle that has been provided, generally speaking, and then long-term retention. We should ensure that all these are put into best practices. Okay, so we could see these also best practices in action, the do's and don'ts, and then also government's operation. So we have the best practices in green, and then we have the common mistake in red, and then we have governance pattern. So these are things that we have to look into very well. When it comes to best practices, to register sample within 1 hour of collection, real-time entry prevents ID mismatch. If you are just collecting sample and not registering them or not labeling them at the right time, by the time you want to start giving them the ID, there might be some mix-up. So best practices is as you are collecting those sample, you are labeling them. You don't allow them, you don't collect much in batches and you want to start labeling. There will be a mix-up. And then always use system-generated barcode. Like this system actually provided us with 2 options, either manual or using system-generated. But we will always recommend system-generated IDs, or what we call barcode. Then monitoring and log of freezer temperature. Every shift escalates excursion immediately. And then documentation is always very important. When movement is being done, documentation of every movement should be properly done. Just like we know, this platform provides us with that also. Assign minimum access rule, assign the minimum access rule, require, review all accounts quarterly. So we don't just continue to do things without reviewing, check because of security. So, and this platform also provides us with these best practices. Physically verify 10% of registry sample per quarter to catch in case there might be discrepancy. So you just do some random check to be sure that yes, there are no discrepancy in your labeling. So there are common mistakes that people normally do. Because of our time, I might not be able to go through all the common mistakes, but like batch deferring sample registration to end of day, which I just see now. I just mentioned this of recent. We should not do that. When you are collecting sample, ensure that as it's being collected, you are labeling them immediately so that you don't make there's no mismatch. And then leaving staff account active after they leave the study or institution is not best practices. If someone is working with the iCCaRE project, immediately the person's leave, the account should be immediately deactivated because data is privacy. You don't just expose people's data. You don't just allow it to be leaked out without any permission. So these are things that people normally do that cause data leakage cause data leakage. So ensure that all these are put into place even while we use this platform. Then governance is we have daily, you review daily the KPIs card. Like from this platform, we have the dashboard. It's something that should be reviewed every day. We also have some of these weekly things that we need to do, audit our activity. This log is very, very important. You know what is happening. You don't wait till something happens before you go to monitor. You go to the log so that in case something is happening that you don't know. So, and like I said, this platform also provides us with log of what is happening. So there are log of anomalies. In case you see such, it's also quickly called for your attention. Then there are monthly review too we need to do, verify sample expiry alerts. Yeah, there are samples that we might have kept for some times, and then it's getting to expiry. We should quickly, when we do monthly review or monthly checkup, we know those samples that are close to expiration. Thank you very much. I will go into the live demo now before I allow for any question. Sorry, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, Mr. Matthew.
Okay, I want to do a live demo of this application. I need to share via the web browser. Would that be possible? Sorry.
Yep, that should be possible. You should still be able to share your screen.
So let me stop sharing and then. Can we see my screen? Jeffrey, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. We can see your screen.
Okay, thank you very much. So this is the Biobank platform, and then you log into this platform. this is well demonstrated in my explained in my presentation, but I will just do some few demo in the next 10-15 minutes. So before, like I explained, we have the biosample, biospecimens management, and we also have the Ironman biospecimens management, which we also call Biobank. To use this platform, we have to create attributes. So we have different attributes. We have the sample categories, we have the region, we have the site type, then we have sites, we have freezers, we have racks, we have boxes. So creating sample categories means that all the samples we are getting from the field, we have blood, we have tissues. We can also come here and add additional attributes. We can have attributes name here. We can have probably maybe something like saliva. Can have saliva. Have saliva. Then we can give it a code. We can call it SLV. Yes. Then we can give it a description. Whatever description we can give sample or patient saliva. So that means we can create this. Sorry. Sorry. Where is coming with this? Something went wrong. Error. Sorry, please. Let me just check something. Oh. So that's so I think there's a this is not the compulsory field. Okay, sorry. I think something is missing. Just give me like 2 minutes. I think what is the problem there? Category. Um I think I'm not doing something right here. The string too short. I mean the string is too short. So saliva is not aligned for the full. The code must be 2 to 5 character. Okay. I think something is wrong here, but let me just continue. We have region. We can add regions also. We have probably like currently we have in Nigeria, this project is currently run in the North Central, Southwest. We can add additional region to it, probably North Central, or we have North Central already, so we can add North Central, Southwest, Northeast. Yes, we can have Northeast. Northeast. Sorry for, I think I'm not doing something. Region code northeast. Northeast. North. Okay. So we've added this region. Then we have site types. These are, when we talk about site type, we have clinics. These are like a clinic, hospital, laboratories, research center, university. So these are different kind of centers that we can have. So in this case, we can come here and pick site type for anyone we have created before now. So for now, we have not created any, but just to showcase that we can create different type of site type, which basically the one we have, they are clinics, hospital, lab, research center, and also university. Also, we have sites, we can create as many sites that we want, which can be classified under university, or it can be classified under university, it can be classified under hospital. For like here, the ones we have here, we have like Lagos State University Teaching Hospital is under an hospital and is in Lagos State. We have University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital is in Ilorin. So we can have several of these. We also have different freezer that we can create within an hospital. So if you want to create freezer, you come here, you add freezer. This is like a form that you need to fill to add a freezer and to give it a different type of temperature that we need to give. And then we also have the racks. We have the racks within the freezer. So this allows us to be able to add racks. And then we also have boxes. Apart from this, when we create all these attributes, the attributes actually form the foundation where we can begin to register our samples. So the next thing after creating this attribute is to begin to register different samples. So if you want to register a specimen, you click here, and then you pick the category. If it's blood, you pick blood, and then you give it a label. Like I said, it could be, you could have several type of sample. You can give it, it can be system generated, and at the same time, it could be label. For here now, we enable the manual entry, but it can also be system generated. And then you have the collection dates. You can always pick the date that this is being done. You can also pick the collection time. So all this, because of our time, I might not be able to demonstrate all this. Then the researcher's information, and then the person that is making the collection from the field. You have to add the person's name into this. Thereafter, the tracking also provides us with different attributes or modules. You can always request for movement. If you want to move maybe probably from North Central and from this particular university, the sample ID is already there because the sample is there. Then is it an immediate movement or reservation that you want to make? then you move from one hospital to the other. What I'm just trying to explain is that this provides us with a platform by which we can make requests and move our sample. Then, like I said earlier on, you can make request partial movements of your requests, requesting partial movement, most especially things that look like liquid. And at the same time, you can dispose all maybe samples that are expired. Before you do such, before you dispose such, you have to make a request from this platform and it has to be approved. From the dashboard here, we can see pending movement, pending disposal, pending partial movement, awaiting confirmation, and then other function like complete movement, complete disposal. So these are just to provide you with a report of what is happening within the system. I said we can also make bulk upload. So if you want to upload, you can move from maybe Southwest, pick a site. It provides you with this template for you to do your upload. But before you do that, you need to browse the file here. Oh, sorry, before you do that, you need to download your templates. There's a template where you are going to fill, and then when you fill those templates, you can do bulk upload instead of registering sample one after the other. Then we also have the higher map projects, which also have a different workflow from the other one that I just explained. If you look at this place, it has provided us with 10 register patients that their data has been completed, and then we have it on this platform. It's a long process. I might not be able to go through all that now. Thank you very much. I don't know if there's any question at this point. Mr. Jeffrey?
Yep, thank you, Mr. Matthew, for your presentation. It was great. This is a good resource for the iCCaRE clinical trials. So yeah, we'll open the comments for questions and we'll just look at it. Haven't seen anything in here yet, but we'll stick on for it. All right, looks like we don't have any questions. All right, so it's looking like we don't have any questions. So again, thank you again, Mr. Matthew, for your presentation. It was very informative. And thank you everyone for joining the iCCaRE webinar. See you next time.
Thank you.